We are at the third topic now, and it is by far the most important topic as far as data engineering and Azure AI ML are concerned. Why data engineering? Because in data engineering, we'll be using Azure Data Lake Storage a lot. Whether you use Azure Synapse or Fabric, Fabric is the one that you should learn. We'll be using Azure Storage for sure. And same is true for Azure AI services also. If you use Azure Document Intelligence, Azure Vision, or any other service for that matter, will be using the Azure Data Lake Storage or Azure Blob Storage to store the documents, to store the images, videos, etc. So let's dig into Azure Storage. First of all, what are the different storage offerings? Blob storage and Azure Data Lake Storage or ADLS are not the only ones. There are other storage offerings also provided by Azure. The first one and the most important one is Azure Blob Storage. It is the object storage offering from Azure, which is used to store unstructured data or binary data like images, PDF documents, videos, audios, etc. Then we have Azure Data Lake Storage or ADLS. The latest version is ADLS Gen 2, and it is a data lake storage which is built on top of Azure Blob Storage. And ADLS is used in and out in data engineering services like Microsoft Fabric. In the Fabric course, you will see the usage of ADLS a lot. Then you have Azure Table Storage, which is a NoSQL key value storage provided by Azure, and it is supported by something called Azure Page Blob. Then you have Azure Disk Storage, which is block storage for Azure virtual machines or Azure VMs. You must have seen in the VM hands-on that whenever we create the virtual machine, we'll have to provide a disk. And that disk is supported or provided by the disk storage offering. Then you have Azure Files, which are file share servers like NFS. Then you have Azure Luster, which is used for HPC workloads or high performance compute workloads. And finally, you have Azure Queue Storage, which is used for messaging queue or which is used for message queue like RabbitMQ, ActiveMQ, etc. As far as data engineering and AI/ML are concerned, we'll be taking deeper look into Azure Blob Storage and Azure Data Lake Storage only. We'll not be discussing the other storage offerings that are provided by Microsoft Azure. To leverage all these storage offerings or to leverage Azure Blob Storage, ADLS, table, file, and queue storage, you need to have something called storage account. This is essential for services and applications to use any one of the storages. So it is a logical grouping of four type of storages: the blob storage, file storage, queue storage, and table storage. Now, as far as ADLS is concerned, as ADLS is built on top of blob storage, we'll be needing storage account for ADLS also. So we create a storage, and the storage account consists of four different storage types or storage offerings for that matter: blob, file, queue, and table storage. And we can access the storage account using private endpoints from virtual networks or subnets. So let's say this is our virtual network and you have private and public subnet. We create a private endpoint to connect from this private and public subnet to the storage account. This is how a storage account has to be accessed. In the virtual network topic, I have already told you that private endpoint is served using something called Azure Private Link. And the private endpoint makes it feels as if the storage account is inside of the virtual network. We can also use public endpoints, which are used to allow access from public IP addresses. And the public endpoint access to the storage account is via internet. First, let us go ahead and create a storage account and see all the features and components available in a storage account.